the 33 machine. Heads are down, and there's Adams on the Kawasaki. He's going to need a great start, and it looks like he might have just gotten one. He's right there in the hunt. He's about 4th or 5th. He has our low point total. You got to stay out of trouble here.
Thomas Wood gets the early lead. Nathan Abbott, or I guess the whole shot. Nathan Abbott crossed in 2nd. Landon Gordon, Jeremy Fapani, Braden Johnson, Cohen Jackson, and 7th was the 33 of Drew Adams. But
Fapani's 2 spots in front of him.
Well, that was then. We'll see what now brings. Oh, some riders off the racetrack there.
Ooh, hang on. The number 18 out front, that should be Gordon.
Yep.
Gordon has 12 points total, so he could be absolutely a spoiler. We'll let this thing kind of percolate for a minute before we start doing math for the next 20 minutes.
I had to have some Monster Rehab, the strawberry lemonade. I recommend it. It's a recovery drink. It is so good.
All right, there's Adams on the 33 Kawasaki. He's up to about 4th now. He's got the 75 to his right. And it looks like the 14 right beside him. The 14 is Alvin Hillian. He's got 9 points, so he is in the hunt here. You just don't want to get tangled up with one of these guys. Ride a clean race here.
Impressive is Adams right now, in my opinion, as I watch. He's not getting overly excited at the moment. He's just trying to work and dance his way and pick his way through the crowd. And he's moved up a few positions in the process now. Up to 4th, it looks like, yeah.
So he's got the low point total. Before we dropped the gate, he had 5 points, 2-3 Moto scores. 75 just in front of him, and that is Jeremy Fapani. He is his next closest rival with 7 points. So here comes Drew Adams trying to run down Jeremy Fapani and Gordon. So he can see the 75 right in front of him. He knows that's the next closest rider to him in points. Just tuck in with him and follow him as best you can. Your leader's now coming into the mechanics area. It is the 18 of Gordon. Thomas Wood. He's already picked up a championship earlier in the day in the number 2 spot. You know, he's feeling pretty good about himself.
Oh, yeah, I know. And, wow, look at this. Drew Adams right now, 3-2-4, would be looking at the overall championship if it finished like this. But, again, that's a big, big if. Let's keep an eye on this battle because it hasn't even sorted out up front yet. I mean, we're looking at only 1 lap complete, and we're working on lap 2, and there's still a lot of positions to jockey for out there.
Let's take a look at the FMF top 10. It's Dominic Stallings in 10th. Liam Olaf, that's Joe Olaf's son, in the number 9 spot. Cohen Jackman is 8th. Logan Mortberg 7th. Nathan Abbott 6th. Here's your top 5. It's Hillian, Adams, Fapani, Wood, and Gordon.
Oh, yeah, Alvin Hillian, he's on it again on that TM machine, the number 14, 5th place position, trying to track down Drew Adams right now. He's got some tough riders behind him as well.
And remember, he is like a freshman racing against the varsity team here. He's on the bottom end of this age scale. Drew Adams is. He rides the 10 to 12 class. That's his normal class, the 85 10 to 12. And he's now here in the 10 or the 12 to 14. Cool class, so he can do both, right in the middle.
Yeah, that's impressive that he is able to perform at that level as a 12-year-old as well against
14-year-olds, typically.
Yeah, many senior riders.
So Drew Adams is 13, AMA 13, just turning that. Hey, these leaders are not going anywhere. Your leader, the number 18 of Landon Gordon, saw his brother Revin Gordon in the mix as well. And then this is where the action begins. Thomas Wood, Fapani, and Adams. Wood fresh off a national championship earlier in the day. So why not continue that feel-good vibe for Wood? And there's the 75 of Fapani right in front of Drew Adams, Rodney Tomlin.
Fapani and Wood, they were battling in that Moto before. Yeah, here we are about 2 hours later.
You know, sitting here looking at the math of this, Thomas Wood right now, I mean, the saving grace for him in this championship after that Moto 1-9, 9th place position finish, backing it up with a first. He goes 9-1-1. And then he's got to hope for everything to fall into place behind him at that point. So he's got to do what he's got to do, and then he's got to hope for what's going on behind him. I tell you, again, Drew Adams, really the consistency paying off with that 3-2, and that makes that 4 so valuable right now here with a 1-point lead on the championship over Jeremy Fapani, who's also had a fairly consistent first couple of motos with the 4-3 and running third right now.
Adams managing exactly what he can, and that's just staying close to Fapani right in front of him. He can give up that point. Fapani just a couple of points behind him. Only one now. 2, yes, excuse me, Fapani. 2 points, yeah, 1 point, excuse me. I didn't look at him. Just look at the screen. It tells you everything you need to know. Drew Adams needs to be careful here. Fapani right in front of him on the 75 machine.
Yep.
Oh.
Taking them, they both go way outside there.
I don't think Fapani knew he was even there.
No, I don't think so either.
Around the big sweeper, we've got our leaders, the big Thor sweeper. And it's one of those deals that looks like Adams is like, yeah, I want to go, but I don't want to get tangled up. Like he's kind of just, and that may throw you off your rhythm. We talk about that, like riders when they kind of slow it down just a bit. That's when bad things happen. He's had to check up a few times. Championship up for grabs. So weird. Look at those scores. It's going to be 3-2-4 scores, good enough for a national championship.
I say look how close they are to Thomas Wood in second place position too. They pulled up to 1.3 seconds back there on them. This is starting to tighten up as we head into lap 4. Wood has got to keep his head down if he wants to hold on to the second place position.
I mean, if you're Fapani, if he goes and gets a couple of spots and Adams lays up right there, Fapani needs to go forward. He needs to pick up 2 spots, and he can win this thing.
Yep.
And I think Drew knows that, so he can't really just lay back.
No.
If Fapani goes and gets around the 43, who just about went down, then we're talking.
So the battle wages on, and though Gordon is your leader, it is actually all eyes on second, third, and fourth place positions as Drew Adams trying to make the pass on Fapani as we head back into the red zone and towards Storyland now.
Well, Gordon, he's just taking himself right into another stratosphere. Look at that lap time, 2:04 for Gordon. He's 3 seconds quicker than everybody else. I don't think they're going to catch him. Here comes Adams. He's got a shot here on the inside. Fapani, look at that line. Oh, careful. Man, cross running, still makes it work here. Fapani with a big bobble, and Adams, new life here. This is where they almost both went off the racetrack last lap. They both went wide. Fapani going to look over. Adams has to be careful. He does not triple. Smart move there. Adams again on the far inside. That's really not the preferred line. He is really working hard here, but he might stick a pass. Woo! Watch it.
Oh, almost made it work.
Adams now around the outside, and the bike goes all kinds of sideways. Again, that's exactly what happened last lap. Carbon copy. Drew Adams, very patient back here.
Saw Drew Adams' dad at the base of our tower. I don't even think he's watching the track right now. He is in a zone. This has got to be so nerve-wracking. His natural pace is bringing him up to both Wood and Fapani, but he also has the points lead right now. He's going to try to get through. You see, he's trying to make passes without coming close to contact, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's so hard to do. And like you said, his pace, he's having to check up several times. And if Fapani goes and makes a pass, then he has to go get that pass too, because he'd lose a point. It'd be very close in points.
That's right. If Fapani took the lead,
there it is.
Got him.
For the moment, Drew Adams makes the pass. A mistake by Fapani, and Adams needed that. He's been so close stalking him, and he needed that to get around him. Yeah, he needs to get a pass and maybe put a rider in between himself. Get around the 43 maybe and just take this thing out of everybody's hands.
I think you're right. When you made the statement, is just his natural speed has brought him up on these guys. Oh, look at that. Wow.
See, all he has to do is listen to us. We have all the knowledge up here, Jason. Just do what we tell you to do. It's so easy.
Go faster and pass people.
Didn't you say he's like 12, just turned 13 years old in this class?
He rides the 10-12 class. This is riding up in class for him.
And wow,
he got passed
seasoned.
back.
I mean, that was very even. That's so smart. I mean, that's very calculated riding for a young rider in this class.
He got passed back by the 43, Jason Wygant. Thomas Wood not going to give it up. And he passes Wood.
Adams going to take it back. Great battle for the number 2 spot here with Wood and Adams. Sticking that leg out to just tiptoe through the inside. It worked for Adams this time, and at least temporarily, he is in the number 2 spot.
You love the Adams family. They're a great group over there.
Oh, okay. That's fair. They're creepy and they're kooky.
You ring.
working that inside through that monster mile, a sand turn, kind of a surprising line, but I thought he was using it just to make passes, but he doesn't need to pass anyone now, no one in front of him, and he's still using the same line. He went outside in this corner a lap ago.
He likes it. His Uncle Fester out there cheering him on there. Got the whole Adams family here. Cousin It not allowed on property. He will be involved in the dog show later on this afternoon. That'll be fun. So now the 43 and the 75. Fapani going to go right at him as well. So things coming unraveled for Thomas Wood. Adams gets around him. Here comes Fapani. He knows he has to get him. He makes the pass as well. So Fapani is not dead yet. "12 seconds, though. Look at that. Landon Gordon. I'll leave that all behind me. That is a very comfortable lead there.
And he has been railing this. What happened to him out there early? Oh, 14.
Had one bad moto.
No, yeah, one bad moto and 11th place finish. That's, yeah. After winning moto number 1, too. So
yeah, he's going to go 1-11-1. A lot of ones, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's got all ones.
4 moto format. We've been good there to split that 11 and put a dash in between it. Again, we talk about the 3 moto format.
Rough down there. Jeez.
It's very chewy right through there, like a granola bar, like John Gruey chewy down through there.
Fapani's definitely trying. He knows what he needs to do. He is letting it all hang out right now on this number 75 to try to catch back up to Drew Adams. He would need to pass him and then hope that another rider gets in between them. He is keeping Adams honest. Good job by Adams to work his way through this group.
Crafty racecraft there.
You're mentioning the names. We used to traditionally run the 85s in a 12-13 age group. Now we have different age divisions where you have 12-14, so that kind of changes it. But in the 12-13 days, I actually went back and tracked this. I always felt like the 85, 12-13, that was the one class you could not run in high. Sometimes younger kids, if you're smaller, you can stay in a 65 longer or get off of it later. You can move to a 125 earlier, but the real sweet spot was always pretty much everybody raced in 85. At 12-13, there isn't an A and B designation. So a couple of years ago, I actually went back and looked at the previous champions of the 85, 12-13 class.
Who do you got?
It's different now. It's a 12-14. Here are your previous champions around this age. Kevin Windham, Robbie Rayner, Ricky Carmichael 2 years in a row, Nick Way, Justin Buckaloo, Ernesto Fonseca, Brandon Jesselman, Ryan Morris, James Stewart 2 years in a row, Davey Millsaps, Jason Lawrence, Michael Lessie again, Josh Hill, Nico Izzy again, 2 years in a row, Justin Barsha, Jason Anderson, Joey Savacci, Adam Cianciarulo. Those are the riders from 1990 through 2009 for a 20-year span. Is there a single rider on that list that was like, I had never heard of that guy? He never went on.
Every single one of them.
I mean, even you could say, hey, Nico Izzy didn't go on to win multiple titles as a pro.
Factory Suzuki rider.
But his next couple amateur years were great. They didn't win this age title and then just completely disappear. So if you could do it around this age on an 85, where most of the competitors your age are going to be in this class, when you're 15, you could be all over. You could be on a 125, you could be A, you could be B, you could be on a 250F, you could still be on a Super Mini. This class hard to run and hide. So Drew Adams, Landon Gordon, Thomas Wood, who won the class earlier, it's impressive. It's a little different now, though, because it is not a 12-13 class. It is now 12-14. And if I remember right, I think it changed because of the advent of the Honda 150, and they had to change some of the age brackets for the mini-cycle
that
class.
bike to be eligible.
Yeah, because that bike is still eligible. We don't see anyone racing it right now, but it's still out there as a bike you can race in this class.
Yeah, and the cool thing is that Drew Adams could have just rode that other 10-12 class and doubled up on titles. In theory, you would think, no, he wanted to step up and race with the faster group of riders, the older group of riders. So he's going to get away with 2 titles, it looks like.
And it puts him in a good position as a young rider in this class. If he wants to and his body size will let him, he could win this 2, maybe 3 times.
I mean, he's got, I'm thinking Super Mini next year.
Oh, yeah, he has to.
But he's on his way. Drew Adams, 3.22 scores. Adams has 2.2 seconds between himself and Fapani. Wood, another couple of seconds back, too. So this is not over. A little mistake there, and Fapani and Wood go by, and that would be the championship would swing back in Fapani's favor. So a lot of racing to go here. 5 minutes, in fact, before we see that 2-lap board, or the white flag, I should say.
Landon Gordon opened up to 15.4 seconds. I mean, he has gotten out front, has not looked back. Had it not been for that one bad moto, he could certainly be the topic of conversation here as far as
he still should be. He's
yeah.
outstanding. He won every moto at Mammoth Mountain, pulled every hole shot, won every single moto. His brother was fantastic. His dad, they walked away with more bears in one stay at Mammoth than anyone has ever done as a family. All of them did.
Now we get to see your leader, the 18. I was just talking. That's who we were talking about. So the motos didn't work out to win the titles this year, but he is looking at 2 moto wins out of the 3. Should end up with 111-1 scores. As you watch some of the riding style, everyone's trying to make it look stylish in those ruts back there, but
So
good
hard
luck.
to do. Hey, as you're on your way out and you're making your way back home, please make sure you return those transponders. They wanted us to start pushing that. Please return your transponders if you are starting to load up and head home. Safe travels, of course, but the number 18 of Landon Gordon. Wheelies right up to the face of that jump. Gordon has not let up. Adams matches that 2:08 that Gordon put down just on that lap, but 15 seconds. The fastest lap, though, look at that. He's 3 seconds quicker than anyone on the racetrack in terms of fast laps.
Getting a little rough here for Gordon. A couple of mistakes on this lap and now buried in traffic. But that's the least of his concerns because he has a 15-second lead. Rider out of Northern California, the Husqvarna, and putting the power down. Got to get around all these lappers and try to finish this off. Meanwhile, Drew Adams with 3-2-2 scores is looking for your national title.
So Flash Gordon is going to win this moto. Not quite good enough for the championship, but he's got to feel good about it. He's got some moto wins. He knows what happened in that one moto. Little mistake. Good for him, man. He has been really, really good off the gate. The concrete start at Mammoth, no problem. About 4,000 hole shots there. He's pulled hole shots here, dirt, concrete. When he goes to the next gravel start, wherever that is.
Wow.
Yeah, they have gravel at some races.
La Brea tar pit start.
Yeah, he can do it all.
He holds the bike
very,
down.
Very versatile off the gate. Rubber band starts, not a problem either. Forward falling gates, not a problem. Wow, this tripling just cruising out.
See him airing that out. No change in the order for Pani. He put in a charge to try to catch back up to Drew Adams, but he's about 5 seconds adrift now in 3rd. Thomas Wood back to 4th, and Luke Fowler is 5th.
So white flag is out now, 1 lap to go. Landon Gordon having his way with this moto, but the war will be won by this young man, Drew Adams, on the number 33 Kawasaki. Another look at our top 10 here on this white flag lap. Jonathan Yelton 10th, Dominic Stallings 9th, Liam Olaf 8th, Jaden Searles 7th, Logan Mortberg 6th, Luke Fauser will be 5th. And with that, 2.65 scores, good enough for 5th or 4th place overall. Thomas Wood will finish up 4th in the Moto. Fapani, Adams, and Gordon will round out the top of our podium. There is the Team Green Kawasaki ride, the canvas gear. Ryan Villapoto hand-picked this young man purely based on hair color, and he's a good rider on a dirt bike. So the hair color came first. He's red-headed, which automatically means you will be incredible on a dirt bike. Been racing for about 5 years now. Dad was a dirt track racer. Hung up the leathers, went down to Calhoun Supercross, decided they like motocross, and the rest is history. And there it is, the checker flag will fly. Your Moto winner is going to be Landon Gordon, but your AMA National Champion, Mini Senior 1, 12 to 14. Congratulations to Drew Adams.
All right, so we have a couple of different things to celebrate here. Landon Gordon, unfortunately, it's the one that got away, that second Moto 11th. He gets 2 of the 3 Moto wins. We'll bring him up to celebrate a gold. He definitely showed he has the speed. There's no doubt about it. And then we'll get to our championship in a bit. But for now, let's talk to the JMC Motorsports Husqvarna rider with 2 Moto wins in this class, Landon Gordon. We'll get to the good news in a minute, but first, what happened there in Moto 2?
It was a morning moto, and I got taken out off the start, and then I just kept crashing. Just wasn't a good moto, but this feels great.
Yeah, take me through this one, man. You really put a hurt on everybody. Has to feel good, and you're riding well. Is it as easy as it looked?
Yeah, I just wanted to prove a statement to everybody, and yeah, I'm feeling good on the bike, and yeah.
Who do you want to thank, Landon?
I'd like to thank the Lord for keeping me safe, my whole family, JMC Motorsports, Monster, Dunlop, Pro Circuit, Miko Metals, Dottle Syndicate, Fly, 100%, Alpine Stars, Robbie Renard, everybody else, thank you.
All right, he goes 1:11.1. He's going to get the gold. Let's hear it for Landon Gordon. Drew Adams is going to be your champion of this class through consistency on a wild week of racing. So we'll bring him up. We need his bike, though. So if Landon's crew could come on up and grab his machine, we'll take the number 18 off. We will bring the 33 on up. While we wait for all that, I'll invite, let's bring Jeremy Fapani on up, and we'll talk to our 3rd place finisher while we do the bike swap here on the stage. Jeremy Fapani, a couple of good motos today, a couple of podiums. So he's got a couple of things to celebrate. So let's bring our 3rd place finisher on up. Meanwhile, Drew Adams' motorcycle can come to the stage, and we'll get ready for our championship celebration for him. But first, our bronze medalist, let's hear it for Jeremy Fapani. That was not a lot of time between motos today, was it? What was that like?
No, just sort of had to go back, regroup, watch some film, and then just see what I could do better.
Cool. You happy with this moto?
I mean, yeah, into the moto. It was a good way to finish, great start. Just didn't have just enough speed, but I feel like I'm right there, so we'll come back next year and put down a beating.
Cool. Who do you want to thank, Jeremy?
I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, my mechanic Trevor, KTM Orange Brigade, my trainer Nate and Jared, Bell Helmets 100%, 7MX, Monster, Mike for Monster, Alpine Star, Bell Helmets, Cherubies and the Hilo, Sticker Standard, AEO Suspension, FMF, and everyone else. Thank you.
There it is. Let's hear it for Jeremy Fapani, 3rd place in the final moto. And now the stage is set. Let's bring up the number 33, the Kawasaki KX85, and your new national champion in this mini senior division. Second in the Moto. He was on the podium in all 3 races, and that's what counts. Let's hear it for the number 33 from right here in Tennessee, Drew Adams. He does it with the silver in this Moto. Man, that had to be so nerve-wracking, Drew. You had to stay up, basically, and you were battling guys the entire Moto. It had to be a little bit worrying.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. I had butterflies in my stomach sitting on the gate, but we came out with a decent start. I had to pass Jeremy and Tiger, and once I got in that position, I kind of just chilled, trying not to get too tired.
All right. Yeah, and how's the other class going this week? Did you get 2, you think?
Oh yeah, I'm sitting 1-1 in my other class so far.
Okay, yeah, so far, exactly. Yeah, it's been a great week. Hey, last year was one of those years at Loretta's, right? It just didn't go your way. What have you been thinking about for the last 360-some days?
It's been trouble, you know. Last year I had a few mistakes and it didn't go so well, but this year we're definitely going to pull it back together.
We love those redemption stories. That's why we ask about that. Who do you want to thank, Drew?
I'd like to thank my mom, dad, Jesus for keeping me safe, my grandma, grandpa, Mimi and Papa, my sister, just all my family members, Team Green Kawasaki, Monster Energy, Dunlop, Pro Circuit, Matt Walker's Motors Compound, Ivan Tedesco for helping me leading up to this race, all my friends back home, Renthal, Bell, Canvas MX, Alpine Star, and just everybody, man. This is awesome.
Yes, it indeed is. We'll crown it right here. We're going to bring Mike Burkeen from the AMA up to the stage and hand over the number 1 plate, mini senior champion for 2021. Here it is. Let's hear it for Drew Adams.